Paige, and welcome to my program. I thank you so much for watching, truly. Happy New Year 2025. We made it. I have been saying that so much lately. I really, really am grateful for all of the support that you've given me since 1978. I mean that. And I'm telling you, it just gets bigger and better. Someone even had the nerve to ask me, was I going to be retiring? No! My guest this week is someone that I have so much respect for. We're going to talk about oodles of things. So we want you to get a pencil and a pad so you can jot this stuff down. Plus, you can go on the internet or call and find out more about it. My guest this week is Pastor Tasha Hudson. She is the volunteer coordinator and community liaison. Now, of course, Proctors is her home base, and it's Proctors Collaborative. But she talks about today with us Proctors. She'll be telling us about Capitol Rep in Albany and also UPH, and she'll explain what those letters stand for. So please get on the phone. Let all your friends know we're on because we're going to have a real good show. You don't want to miss this show. Happy Black History Month to you, first and foremost.
Thank you so much, and to you the same. It's interesting because you introduced me as Pastor Tasha Hudson. So just to clarify, I am a pastor. I am not a pastor for Proctors, which is super interesting because lots of times what happens is because I wear several hats within the community and even at Proctors, what happens is I'll get my name will get put in the paper, and that's what it says. It says, picture of Pastor Tasha Hudson working for Proctors. So I always find it so interesting that all my hats kind of just come together. And just a sidebar, I remember someone saying to me, you do all these different things, which doesn't make me amazing. Lots of people do lots of different things. But how do you juggle it all? And one of the things that I realized is I actually do the same thing in different places. So I facilitate relationships.
Okay.
And so whether I'm at my church or I'm here at Proctors or I'm working, I'm also the co-chair of Skin-Equity, which is a group that specifically works with schools and organizations and businesses here in the Schenectady area to discuss equity and inclusion and diversity. So all of these hats, and they really just boil down to building a relationship. And so specifically for Proctors, I am the community liaison, as you mentioned, and the volunteer coordinator, so a couple hats there too. And what I do in my job is to create relationship with the community. So I'm sort of the bridge, right? And specifically in the area of diversity and marginalized communities. How do we get those folks who either feel like maybe the theater just isn't for them, or they've just never had exposure, right? There's lots of that happens. And so how do we get those people through the door, and how do we make it affordable for them? So I get to work on projects that allow me to do that. So that's one part of my job. And the other part is the very obvious. If you've ever been here or at any of our venues, so that is the Capitol Rep in Albany, here at Proctors, or at Universal Preservation Hall, we say UPH, which is in Saratoga, the people that you see there that help you, they're all volunteers. Now, we do have staff, but mostly our ushers, our bartenders, our candy counter here at Proctors, those that work in the gift center, all of those folks are just giving graciously of their time. And so I help to schedule them and to recruit them and to train them. So that's, in a nutshell, what I do here for Proctors. But we've got lots of wonderful things I want to talk about.
Well, I have to officially welcome you to my program because I know you're so busy, and I thank you truly for taking the time to come to see me. And you were just with me at the Everly Cromwell Community Center at 260 North Pearl Street, the Ida Yarborough High Rise. And I thank you truly for every time you come there. We are blessed We're blessed. And you talk about all of the stuff that goes on at all of these 3 places. So thank you for coming to those places. Everybody over at Ida Yarborough sends their love to you.
Yes.
Yeah, and Miss Virgie is getting ready to go to Africa.
I heard
She's
about that.
going.
She told me all about it.
She's, but we loved having you, and welcome to my program. So 3 years you've been here
I have.
at Proctors?
I have. Yep.
Okay. And so when you were first offered the job, I got to ask you, what did that feel like?
So not to go too deep into that story, because I can sometimes ramble. I was offered a different job here. I had applied for a different job. And when I got the phone call that they wanted to offer me the position, I actually declined it. I realized that although I could do the job, I really felt like I needed the flexibility to be able to do the things that I do in the community that are not a work-related thing, so such as my church and other community events, and still like work and feed my family. And so the original position required more of my time than I really felt like I was able to devote in a proper way. And so Jean, who is our president, said to me, I'll call you back. Can I call you back? I'm like, sure, you can call me back. And she called me back in a few days with a whole brand new job that Proctors didn't have before she called me back. So that's how I ended up in this position. They were looking to create something like it. And after having met with me, felt like I would be a good fit for this position. So here I am.
Beautiful. So Black History Month. Okay, so I guess people know, maybe they don't, some do. Black History Month started out as one day.
Yes.
And then 1 week. And now it's the month. But people are like, well, it's the shortest month. It's February. But we still have it. But to me, Black History Month is every day, 365 days of the year. So tell us what's being planned and what's in motion, because we want to come. We want to support you.
Absolutely. Gladly. You said something very important. You said Black History Month is 365. And really, we celebrate that level of diversity throughout the collaborative just like that. 365. So we're going to talk about what's going on in February, but if you ever want to just go to our website, and so that's at proctors.org, and look at what we have, it doesn't matter what month you're in, you are going to find something that lets you know that we care about our community and the level of diversity that we have in it, and how we really want to celebrate that always. But we are in Black History Month, so what's going on here? So I'm going to talk about my baby first. And so one of the wonderful things about working for this organization is when they gave me my job, they gave me a job description, and this is metaphorically, and then they gave me a palette of paint and a canvas and said, create. And so I had an outline of what the expectation was, but really no one knew how we were going to get there. And so in that same way, I feel like I was celebrated for what they saw in me, and we continue to do that. So what they allowed me to do is do Black History Month movie series. So we started this 3 years ago. This is our third year, and myself, along with people from marketing and programming and all of these different departments within Proctors, have come up with a Black History Month movie series. So what we do is every single Thursday, generally, there is a different movie that celebrates Black artists. So whether it's the director or the producer or the actors, it's all about celebrating the culture. And so for this month, every year I try to up my game, right? Like I try to do something a little bit sassier than the year before. And so our first year, it was simple. You bought your movie ticket, we gave you a little discount, you got your popcorn free. The next year, we added a special day where the whole movie, everything was free that day, and we did videos and interviews, and we had cookies and brownies and things like that for those that attended. This year, I'm very, very excited. We will be having still our movies. So on February the 6th, it's going to be The Color Purple. On February the 13th, it's going to be The Woman King. On February the 18th, it's going to be a matinee. It's Space Jams. February 20th, also Space Jams, but it's an evening performance. And on February the 26th, it is Love and Basketball. So that seems super generic. Yes, Tasha, it sounds like what you did last year, but it's not. I'm so excited. So Space Jams, the matinee on the 18th, everything is free. So that means your movie ticket doesn't cost, but you do have to reserve your seat. Your popcorn is free. We will have a concession open if you want other things other than the popcorn and the movie. But we're also, I'm so excited, we're also turning the whole front space in front of the movie theater. So we're having this in the GE Theater. That space, we call it the atrium here. And we are going to have games. And prizes. And we made sure that we were very intentional and doing it the week the kids are out of school. So if you are watching and you are like, what am I going to do with my person or persons when school is out? Come see me. We're going to have a great time. We will have basketball and air hockey and cornhole and all of the fun things for us to do. On the 20th, we are also going to have that same movie. It'll be in the evening. And we will have trivia. We're going to have raffles. We're going to have show swag. So again, very exciting. Every one of our movies will have free popcorn and will have a chance for you to win swag or tickets or something like that. There's something different for everyone. The other thing that I added this year was Love and Basketball, bring your own dinner, and a movie. So the theater, all of the seats are going to be taken away. And we're going to put out tables and tablecloths. You can sit wherever you want. You can grab yourself pizza from Pizza King, or you can grab yourself a dinner from Johnny's, wherever you want to eat. Go to Simone's, wonderful food down there, and pop in, sit down, eat your dinner, watch the movie. We're going to bring the concession stand inside the movie theater. So if you decide you want something else, or maybe you didn't want to grab anything, you just want to buy something from the concession stand, you can do that too. So I'm very, very excited about this year. So if you've not reserved your seat, purchased your ticket, make sure you do that.
And what times do can you go over that again, the times that they start, and then for more information, if anybody wanted to learn more?
Absolutely. So all of them start at 7 o'clock. So our show times are at 7 o'clock, except for the matinee on the 18th. That's actually going to start at 1 o'clock if you want to do all the pre-show stuff. But I did have a few people reach out to me and say, what if I want to skip that? Totally fine. The movie starts at 2. So if you want to do all the games, you want to be here at 1. If you want to skip the games, you want to be here at 2. And for Love and Basketball, movie starts at 7 o'clock. We just asked that you be here by 6:45 with your food, just so that you get the best experience and you don't miss out on anything.
That is so wonderful. And will you give out any email or telephone numbers or any way if somebody wants to call her? And I like that you are an accessible person, because I have called you so many times. So how can you be reached, or how can the theater be reached?
Right. So to buy your tickets, you can call here to the theater. And I did not write down the number, so I don't want to rattle it off and be incorrect. For the box office.
Okay.
So you can reserve your tickets at the box office. If you go online at proctors.org, you can also reserve your tickets online. Really easy to do. And the number for the box office is also listed there. If you just are like, hey, I want to talk to a real person, or I want to email a real person, you can always reach out to me. And I do know my number. So my office number is 518-382-3884. And I'm at extension 169. You can also email me at thudson@proctorscollaborative.org.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, thank you for that. If I'm not mistaken, the box office number, and I'm going by memory now, Jeremy, maybe you can double check this. I think it's 518-346-6204. I think that's the box office itself.
I think that it is.
It's itself. Yes. 518-346-6204. And you're checking. He's checking for me. So that's good. I love that. And the thing, too, is I just think that because this theater has been around for so many years, to know that there's a place to come. And it's everything that you've been announcing is so family friendly. You can bring all of your children, your grands, great grands, neighbors.
Absolutely. Last year, we had a grandma come out with her kids and her grandchildren. She came with 20 people. It was wonderful. I was at another event recently. I was at the MLK's Three Kings event in January, and I saw her there. And I didn't have the flyer or anything done yet, but she gave me her phone number, and I was like, as soon as I have the flyer and everything's ready, I'm going to send it to you. So I'm super excited to see those folks that return. I have another lady who comes to every one. So I'm excited to see her again this year. So it is very community oriented, and it's just wonderful to see them come back year after year.
Well, if you're just joining me, I'm Carla. Thanks so much for watching. I could not do this show without you. You mean so much to me. My very special guest, first guest for 2025. Did you know you were my first guest?
I did not. I feel extra special
do
now.
You?
I do.
We have with us Pastor Tasha Hudson, okay? And she's the volunteer coordinator and community liaison for Proctors Collaborative. She's dealing with Proctors, the Rep, which is Capital Rep in Albany, and UPH, which is out of Saratoga. But we're talking about what's going on for Black History Month this month of February. So much is happening. She has been really working hard putting these things together for you. And we do want you to come out and enjoy yourself. Come to the movies, get some popcorn, bring some food, bring some friends, family. So stay right there. Don't you change that dial, because we've got some other great stuff that we're going to talk about. What else is happening for Black History Month before we move on to some other stuff for Capital Rep?
That is a good question. We have Friend of a Friend, which is the story of the Underground Railroad. Now, that was shown at UPH.
Okay.
It will be done at Capitol Repertory this weekend. And I believe the following weekend, I want to say the 15th, it's being done here at Proctors, which is again another wonderful program. What I love is that A Friend of a Friend is all about what's happening right here. So the Underground Railroad, this organization is in Albany, right on Livingston Avenue.
That's right.
So it's right in your backyard. You can go and see the history that was created right here. Sometimes we think things are kind of abstract or far away or so far in the past, but it's wonderful that we've been able to uncover these things and that they're right in our backyard, and how this community was a part of major change in our history. So that's something that's happening here at Proctors. We also have what's called the Passport Series. And I love the Passport Series because it's all about world music. And so we do Passport Series here at Proctors, and we also do it out at Universal Preservation Hall. And so in these two venues, there's very eclectic music that happens, and it's world music. So UPH is having Nathan and the Zydeco Cha-Chas. So that's a Creole band. And they're going to be out at UPH, and I'm so sorry I forgot to write the date down. I think it's the 7th. I think it's February 7th. But again, you can find this information on our website. The nice thing is if you go to at proctors.org, across the top, it allows you to click on all of our other venues, which will take you right to their list of shows and things like that. But again, I love that we don't just do it in one spot. We don't just produce one type of thing, but just really trying to be inclusive and understanding and educated really about what talents and jewels we have, right in our own backyard, right in our community.
So is there any more about Black History Month for Proctors? Because I did want to talk about the Black Theater Troupe over in Albany at Capitol Rep. And actually, I'm one of the jobs that I do, I'm a neighbor of Capitol Rep. I'm right across the street from them, and I see them. Plus the fact that I go there all the time, too. So is there any more you want to add about
Proctors? No, I'm actually excited to talk about the Rep. Not that I'm not excited to talk about Proctors. I love it all. But the Rep, if you don't know, the Black Theater Troupe of upstate New York is a resident theater that lives, for all intents purposes, at Capitol Rep. And this month they are doing Once on This Island. So that's going to be February the 6th through the 9th. And then again, February 13th through the 16th. So it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So this story is, when I first read it, I thought, oh, this is like a star-crossed lovers type thing. It's the person that comes from the good side of town, right? And the person that comes from the poor side of town, and they meet and they fall in love and, and they live happily ever after. But do they? And so this particular story is, again, about, the person that lives on this side and the person that lives on this side, and they do meet and they do fall in love. But the added level is there are gods on the island. And those gods have decided that they were going to make a bet. And the bet was going to be, will it be love or will it be death? Which is the stronger? And so, if you want to know the answer, you got to go see the play.
And I have always admired Sean Remy. And I've had him on as a guest here on my program, and I've gone to see his plays. He's got so much talent. That is a gifted person. I like that he uses and utilizes local talent.
He does.
People right from the community. Somebody who probably used to say, oh, I would love to act. They get a chance to.
Yep,
through his troupe. And I know Maggie, we're going to miss you. I had you as a guest on my program too, Maggie, over there, Capitol Rep. Oh my God, you are going to truly be missed because, we know that you're moving on, but oh my God, what a great bunch of people you work with.
I absolutely do.
You are blessed to no end.
I am. And so I just thought about something Maggie said when she made the announcement internally. So we all found out at the same time that she was going to retire. And she said, I'm not retiring. You're not getting rid of me. And, for all intents and purposes, yes, Maggie is really retiring. But here's the thing. We're a family. You don't get to retire from family. So we know that if we want to call or hang out or talk or have an artistic question, she is a plethora of information. She's a wealth of information.
She's there.
And she's reachable, she's attainable, and always willing to help. So although technically she's retiring, I'm pretty sure we're not getting rid of her.
Oh, sure. So this UPH, that's in Saratoga, do enough people know about that? Because I am always letting people know there's a place in Saratoga too. What do you want to say about that?
So one of the things that I liked about Saratoga shutting down, UPH shutting down, which I'm sure sounds weird, right? They opened and 10 days later the pandemic hit, and then they shut for 2 years. And so, but one of the things that I appreciate is that I came in right when they were reopening. And so just like I got that palette of paint and that canvas, so did UPH. And they have painted well out there. They have continued to diversify. I mean, I don't know if you heard of Samara Joy. Last year she won a Grammy. Yes, that's music. Right?
I have heard of
her. All right. So she was out at UPH. I mean, and I went to that show as a patron. No, I wasn't working. I brought my daughter for her 16th birthday, and just wonderful to know that we have that caliber of artists in our house, right? And little old Saratoga, not so little at all, right? And so it was just a beautiful show. We also had out there Uptown. It was a Motown band, bunch of young men. Again, very wonderful. These folks are approachable, which I really love. Samara Joy stayed after, signed autographs, hugged you, took pictures with you. Motown or the Uptown folks, same thing.
Yes.
Again, very approachable, wonderful experience to be out there. So I'm so glad that they're open. I'm so glad that we kind of started out together-ish.
Sure.
And they are really like the place that if you want music and you want fun and you just really want to enjoy the atmosphere, that's where you want to go. And I love that it doesn't matter who you are.
That's it.
Doesn't matter who you are. Yes. Because music kind of transcends all of the and so you just get to go and to have fun and to be in the space.
I have a couple other questions before we wind up. And we were talking about Capitol Rep, and the new location is a nice location. But, I also love the fact that Pastor Barbara Howard is over there. She is a real treasure. I mean, the woman can sing. She can act. Oh, I've seen her in so many plays at Capitol Rep.
Yep. She was the Good Witch in Wizard of Oz.
And then now she's got another project she's doing with reading, correct?
Yes. So, that's called Story Hour. And so that, I'm not entirely sure when it started, but I do remember that when the pandemic hit, it went virtual. So she didn't stop doing it, which was wonderful, right? You could just kind of log in and watch her read the story. Now you can go into Capitol Rep and be a part of that experience. We offer an activity for the kids that goes along with the story. We offer a free breakfast for them. So it's just a really, it's a nice way to explore literature and to have community. Yes. I feel like that's what it is. I mean, breakfast eating is very intimate, especially in the Black and Brown community. It is how we show love. And so for us to be able to open our doors in that way, to celebrate literature in that way, and then just to break bread.
That's it.
That's it. It's all good.
It is. That is such a wonderful feeling too. But again, I love the fact that utilizing local people in things, and I know Proctors does it too. Sometimes if they need someone to play an instrument behind a big name person, they'll reach right out to the community or get somebody from a high school. And I think that is awesome. Because that's what support is all about. That action there can catapult somebody to way up there.
That's right.
Because it's something they'll never forget.
I agree. One of the other things that's near and dear to my heart is DEI. So here we call it EDIA, which is equity, diversity, inclusion, and access. And so what this allows us to do, all of the things that I've shared with you today, they really speak to, from programming to our volunteer training to our internal training, it all speaks to how we feel about our community and how not wanting anyone to walk through the door and feel like they don't belong here. We want you here. We invite you here. And not just this month, but every month. There is a space for you.
That's nice. Will you give the online and all that information one more time, please?
I absolutely will. So if you want to purchase tickets or see what's on our calendar, you're going to go to @proctors.org. You can also, from that web page, get to our other web pages for Capitol Rep and for UPH. If you want to purchase tickets, you can do that by calling 518-346-6204. 6204. And you'll get our box office, and they are available to you Tuesday through Saturday from noon to 6. But if you can't get anybody there and just want to chat with me, you can call me at 518-382-3884, extension 169, or email me at thudson@proctorscollaborative.org.
Beautiful. You're always welcome. Come again, okay?
I will. Thank you.
Thanks again.
Yep.
Bye, Pastor. Take
Bye.
care. Thanks for watching. The first one, 2025. Hey, there's more coming too, so stay right at the station. I love you all. Thank you so much for watching.